Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of the Storytime Society. I'm your host Jamie and I'm so happy you're here. I'm so glad you're alive. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Storytime Society. If you haven't already, please press subscribe, maybe the like button, and as always, leave your comments below, questions, comments, concerns. I have my iced latte here. It's kind of melting, but it's a caramelized latte and it's really yummy. I've been doing really well only having one latte a day, but I failed today and I had two. Sorry. I just needed it. Oh my god, I'm about to sneeze. Okay. We have a Discord linked below, a subreddit for any stories you want to share, and also a Spotify linked below if you want to listen and follow on there. And yeah, that's really about it. Let me know what you guys are drinking in the comments below. Maybe a yummy coffee. I know someone is always drinking a Monster. She always comments that she's drinking a Monster. So, hi. If you're drinking a Monster, let me know. You know who you are. Okay, if you mess with that, Frank, I'm going to banish you from the room. Please go away. Oh my god, wait. I just realized that you can probably see my vibrator on my nightstands. Oops, sorry. Okay, that's away because it's just a little inappropriate to have out while I'm filming. Oh my god, my my thigh is cramping. Oh, oh. Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm actually having a midlife crisis right now because my thigh keeps cramping and getting a Charlie horse. But we're gonna start on our first story. Okay. Sorry, that was actually insane. All right, let's go. The title is, Am I the Asshole for Not Letting My Mother-in-Law See My Baby Until I Put Cameras Up in My Home? I, 25 female, had a baby boy with my 27 male husband 4 months ago. His mom, my mother-in-law, has some old school backwards thinking that I do not agree with. She spanked her kids, let them cry it out when they were babies, etc. She tries to impose those thoughts on me, and I tell her I do not like that way of thinking and will not be doing that with my child or my future children. One thing she did was put cereal in her kids' bottles. She said it to me about 3 weeks ago, and I told her no because that will increase the chance of gagging or inhaling that liquid into his lungs. And I told her that I will not be doing it. My husband said he will not be doing it, and I told her she will not be doing it. I caught her on Saturday feeding him his bottle with Fruit Loops mixed in. When I came downstairs from taking a nap, I completely lost it and told her to get out of my house. She told me I can't do that because this is her son's house too, and I told her I would just call the police because she's refusing to leave. She left but stayed in her car across the street until my husband came home from work. She tried crying and acting like I was the bad person. He told her that he asked her to stop when he caught her last week. I got pissed because he didn't tell me that. I was furious with both of them at that point. I told her she would never be allowed to watch him or any children I have in the future again, and she has completely lost my trust. She's never allowed in our home again. My husband has tried smoothing things over, and I'm not having it. I told him the only way she'd be allowed back in our home is when I put cameras up, and she cannot go out of my sight with him again. She blew up at me in the group chat that we have with her, myself, my mother, my father, my husband's two sisters, and my sister. She called me controlling, a helicopter parent, a bad parent, etc. My family was not happy about the way that she talked to me and told her she needs to back off, and his side of the family was more so on her side and said I was overreacting a bit because the baby is okay. One of his sisters did say she crossed a line, and she's done that with her kid when she popped her daughter in the mouth, and that's why she's not allowed to be with her daughter by herself. I don't think I'm wrong. Edit, people keep saying this is fake because I don't know what rice cereal is. I know exactly what it is, and I work with children for a living. I'm a pediatric nurse. That is still one, not what she used. Two, not what I wrote. I know the difference between a cereal intended for babies. I still told her no to mixing anything in my baby's bottle. I thought she meant that cereal as well, but I still told her no. You'd imagine my shock and horror when she had rainbow cereal crushed in my baby's bottle. She said she used Cheerios when her children were younger. She knew what she meant. I thought I knew what she meant, but I clearly gave her too much credit. Just because you don't understand the story doesn't mean that it's fake. Okay, that's actually insane. Look, what? I've never heard of putting cereal in your baby's bottle, first of all, when you're 4 months old. Like, why would you be like why would you be basically soaking sugar into your baby's bottle of milk? I'm really confused how that would be beneficial at all. I don't have children, obviously, but I have a lot of experience with children. Like, I have nannied for a long time when I was younger, and I helped my sister raise my niece for years. So, like, since she was like a newborn baby, so I definitely have a lot of experience in how to take care of children. And never in my life have I ever thought of putting cereal in a baby bottle. That's insane to me. I don't really understand that. Like, that definitely would that not like harm the baby? Like, I feel like it would get gassy and its stomach would start to hurt, because why would they have Fruit Loops in their fucking bottle of milk? That's actually crazy. And second of all, NAR, you have the right to raise your child however you want to raise your child. No one can tell you how to raise your child other than the person you're raising your child with, your husband or your wife. So that's a little confusing. Like, yeah, no, I think you're 100% right, and I would do the same thing. I would absolutely be like, no, you cannot be around my child. I told you my boundaries, and you not only once, but twice overstepped boundaries. And clearly she has a habit of doing that, because even the sister is doing the same thing with her child and not allowing her to be around her. So, like, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine to me, but like, whatever, it's done and it's in the past that she raised her children that way. Those were a lot more normal ways to raise your child back in the day. Like, those things were normalized. Obviously, it's different now. But so, like, whatever, you chose to raise your child that way, but that does not mean in any way, shape, or form that you have the right to tell anyone how to raise your child. Also, the fact that you haven't learned that the way that you rose your, I don't know, the way that you brought your children up was wrong is crazy. It's crazy, but okay. Interesting. I mean, people are saying like rice cereal. Like, it wasn't rice cereal. It was Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops of all motherfucking things. Like, okay, rice cereal, whatever, but like, I still don't think that. Why are you? I don't get that. What's the science behind that? Like, even rice cereal, what's the science behind that? Because I don't know, and I've never heard of that, and I would never do that. But like, I'm not really sure why you would do that, to be honest. Okay, let's read some comments. Good God Almighty. Sorry, I need to like take a big deep breath. Never leave mother-in-law with the kids alone, ever. This becomes Olive Garden grandma, aka you only visit her at Olive Garden. That would actually suck, though, to have like that happen, because obviously you want your mother-in-law, father-in-law, and your parents and stuff to be involved, and you want your kid to have grandparents and like good grandparents, obviously. But so that would like suck and be so sad. Like, but you got to do what you got to do to protect your parents. Like, I mean, your parents. Your children. I mean, I would do the same thing, and there are people that I will not be letting around my baby when I have a child that I already know that are not going to be able to be around my child, because I know that like the way that they think is they think that their way of life and their teachings and their doings and their actions and all that are the only way. Like, they truly believe that they are right in everything, and I don't like the way they brought their kids up, so I'm not gonna have them put that on my children. So I don't really think that how could that be bad? Like, you're doing what you can to protect your child. Okay, not the asshole. Your husband needs to step up and establish the boundary, though. Don't let that woman in your house without cameras, and all visits should be supervised by you until she has earned your trust back. She needs to understand that she doesn't get to choose how to parent your child and needs to respect your rules if if she wants to be in your child's life. Yeah, but honestly, like, I feel like she's never gonna actually change unless she truly changes her way of thinking, because she seems like the type of person that just thinks everything that she does is the right way to do it. You have a husband problem. He's putting her feelings before your child's health. A 4-month-old does not need Fruit Loops. Until your husband is willing to enforce boundaries and consequences, she will continue to behave this way. That's very true, and that's like the most annoying thing ever is when you have someone that doesn't like stick up for the right thing. Because I am so heavy on the sticking up for the right thing. Like, I will stick up, even no matter who it is, no matter who it's to. Like, if I think it's wrong and it's an injustice against someone, I will stick up for them or me or whatever. And I don't even care if they don't want to be stuck up for. And maybe that's a toxic problem, but like, I don't care. I will not be tolerating that or letting someone act that way in front of me, you know? And yeah, I've done that many a times. And I don't even care. I will always be like that because that's just what I believe in. Fruit Loops, good grief. When you said cereal, I thought you meant like baby grade rice cereal. That stuff that dissolves in formula and helps supplement when you've got a good feeder that needs a little extra oomph once in a while. I breastfed and was a terrible producer. I had a devil of a time at first and finally hit upon supplementing with formula, and at the first feeding of the day would add a teeny bit of rice cereal. He's now 6'3", 30-year-old, but Fruit Loops, I have no words. Not the asshole. She sounds like a nightmare. I didn't know that it like dissolves in that, but I don't know. Not the asshole. I was mad at Fruit Loops. I'm infuriated at popped another kid in the mouth. Oh, hell no. Mother-in-law would be lucky to even know my kid's name if she hit my niece or nephew in the face. Unreal. Anyone would defend her. It is unreal. That's just disgusting and terrible. Goodbye. Goodbye. All right. Next story. I just found out my partner has an active account on a swingers website 2 days before purchasing a property for him. Help? Oh, Lord. I've been in a relationship with my partner for 4 years. We are just about to close on the purchase of a house and farm. I am funding this purchase through my own savings and a bank loan based on my salary. And the purchase will be in my name only. He is a horse trainer and the farm is purchased to expand his business. We were planning to build our life together at this farm. His Gmail account is logged into my laptop because I help him with emails and general admin for his business. I was on Google from my laptop yesterday and noticed a recent search for fab swingers. I realized Google was synced with his phone. I looked at the history and noticed he had searched for this website every day for the last number of months. This alarmed me. I went onto the website and set up a fake account to see what it's about. I did a search and managed to find his account because he used a photo on his profile which I had seen before. He set up this account 7 months ago. In the bio on his account, he mentions having a high sex drive, loving a good build-up before meeting, looking for women after the same excitement, no strings attached. I could not believe my eyes. I waited 24 hours before bringing this up with him. The first thing he did was try to tell me that he set up this account for his friend Tom because he used Tom in the username of his profile. He tried to tell me that this was actually Tom's account, even though it had his own photos, age, and location. He then told me him and Tom both use this account, and that he set it up because they were concerned that Tom's wife was on this website and they wanted to find her. He said both him and Tom regularly use this account, but it's just out of curiosity and for corn, and that he has never met with anyone from it, nor would he. He also said he does not message with people on this website and that he only uses it to look at photos. At one point, he mentioned that he goes on it like you would go on Instagram. He said him and his friends just snoop around on it out of boredom. I asked why he said in the bio that he was looking to meet someone. He said they needed to make the profile look real. An issue happened in the past where he was messaging a girl on Instagram. This really upset me. He promised to never do it again, and apologized. I told him if I ever caught him messaging girls like that again, we would be over. He told me that this website is different because it's anonymous, that him and his friend were just being fools, and he should never have set this account up, but that it was just for corn and he has never met with anyone from it. I obviously do not believe that he set up this account for his friend, or that he only wrote about wanting to meet up with women from it just to make his profile appear real. I also don't believe that he is not messaging people on the website because he refused to show me the messages from his account. He had 5 friends on the account, and 4 of these friends are women in our area. I am already legally obliged to move forward with the purchase of this property this week, as I have signed the sale agreement and paid the deposit. I am heartbroken, and I am in a panic about what to do now that I am about to sign for this property. I work in finance. This purchase was completely to support him and his business, and we were very excited to build our life together here. He has been getting a large amount of support from me for his business. All of our friends and family are excited for us and want to come visit the property with us over the coming weeks. I am looking for advice on if I should try to work on this with him given the purchase I am now about to make, or cut my losses and walk away. This will be hugely embarrassing for me as everyone in our area and all family and friends knows that we are about to buy this property. Dump him. Sorry. Or whatever. Divorce. I don't know if you guys are married or not, but it just says relationship, so I'm assuming not. Bye. It's not really that embarrassing. Like, it's really not embarrassing at all. What's embarrassing is if you let a man treat you this way and get away with this when you already caught him doing something before, and this is the second time, and he's clearly not trustworthy at all. And if you want to still go through with the property, girl, start your own damn horse business. I mean, that would be my dream, is to have a property with horses on it. And if you could afford it, then that's amazing. But yeah, bye. Like, the most embarrassing thing ever is if you were to be with this man for the rest of your life, even though he is constantly doing these kinds of things to you, and he will probably end up doing it again multiple times in the future. So it's not embarrassing for you to say, hey, this guy cheated on me, so I'm no longer buying this property. And that's no one's business other than your own. If you didn't want to tell anyone, no one has to even know the details about it. Like, why would you want to risk your entire life and all your happiness for the rest of your life to be with this man that is just like shitting on you every chance that he gets and using you because you've been nothing but the most supportive partner ever, helping him in every way possible, and this is how he repays you? No. All right, let's see. Sounds like you're about to gain a farm and lose a cheater at the same time. Champagne? OP said, that is a good way to think of it. Thank you. I really needed some positivity. I would not be able to manage a farm on my own, though. It doesn't sound like it's an option for you, but I would maybe at least give it a try and see if you can back out of the deal. I bought a house with my husband and caught him cheating less than 2 weeks before closing. We had already gotten an inspection and did the good faith deposit everything. When I confronted him, he got very violent and I decided to pursue a divorce. I thought I was absolutely screwed with the house. It was all in my name, and I was sure they wouldn't let me back out, but I decided to try anyway. I told them the recent events have caused my husband and I to divorce, and I would not be able to move forward with the house on my own, and how sorry I was, but was there any way we could work something out? Not only did the buyers let me back out, they also refunded my good faith deposit as a nice gesture and said how sorry they were for my circumstances. It's not your fault. Maybe try to appeal to their human side of the deal if you really can't see yourself being able to take care of the place. Honestly, like, yeah, I agree with that, but like, if you wanted to, you could just like hire someone or something and like start a business. I don't know, maybe not. That's a lot of work, but like there's definitely other options, right? There's options of like probably people who maybe would want to use the property for something. Like, I know that whenever I go horseback riding, they are like, there's this one place that I went horseback riding, and they basically like, I think they rent out part of this park and they like bring their stable with their horses, and then they have their people come ride their horse. I don't know what kind of thing they're trying to run in this scenario, but I feel like there is a good like market out there for people who would want to do something like this, but I don't know how easy it is to find that. A lot of people are saying rent it out, rent the stables. I don't know a single horse owner who own a stable. They rent a stable at a yard, they buy their own things, and they set their own things up. It's a rather good self-contained business with little involvement. That is tea. That is tea. But then again, like, if she doesn't want that, like, if she wouldn't want that, obviously I'm like speaking from myself because I would love a farm. Like, I would literally love a farm. But if she doesn't want that, then obviously, like, don't do it. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired, so I'm yawning. There's no updates, though. So let's just move on to the next story. This one has an update, so it's really short, but it's fine. I always say that whenever it's a short story. I'm like, it's really short, but it's fine. I'm gonna take a couple sips of my coffee. Okay, ready for this next story? Are you ready, Willow Bean? Is you ready? They follow me around all day. Like, I'm not kidding. Today I was working in the office / cat room, and they never hang out during the day in there. They always are hanging out on the couch next to me and stuff, because usually I work on the couch. And they literally were all in there, like, laying with me. And I get up, they follow me wherever I'm going. Like, it's honestly the best. I love it. If I'm taking a shower, they're all three in the shower, waiting for me to get out. Like, I love you. I love you. You're the best. Cats are the literal best. Like, if you've never owned a cat, you don't know what the love of a cat feels like. And I feel so bad for you, because people are like, I hate cats. And I'm like, if you had your own cat, you would not hate cats. Like, trust me, because when they're other people's, obviously, like, they don't connect with people the same way they connect with their owners, you know? Like, dogs connect with, like, everyone, but, like, a cat connects with, like, their owners. I mean, this girl connects with anyone, and same with Frank, but, like, some cats are very picky with people, and they sometimes only, like, they only like their owners, and they're, like, mean to everyone else. So that could be why people don't like cats so much. But if you have your own cat, the way that, like, you feel so special because they're loyal to you and, like, only you. Whereas, like, obviously dogs also so cute and love them, but they're nice. Like, most of them are nice to everyone and, like, very outgoing. So it's like, oh, you're not special. But, like, with a cat, you're special if they, like, want to be next to you all the time. Anyways, sorry. Okay, next story. My girlfriend blocked every girl on my Instagram while I was in the shower. My girlfriend and I started dating in February and moved in together in October. I don't really have anything worth keeping secret from her, so I'm comfortable leaving my phone around knowing she knows my password. I noticed this morning that my Instagram follower account was off and noticed every female was unfollowed or blocked. These were all coworkers, friends I made in the army, and family friends, etc. I confronted her and she started crying and blaming it on trust issues. I have never cheated in any relationship and I do my best to maintain mutual trust. I've been thinking all day while she's at work and feel like she broke my trust permanently. She also doesn't let me play video games with my male friends anymore because she feels left out. Oh. No. Mind you, this guy is 23 and the girl is 22, so this girl seems like she has a lot of growing to do before she can be in a healthy relationship. And yeah, doesn't let you is crazy. Like, not letting your partner do something, unless it's obviously like watch corn, but like not letting your partner do something they enjoy with their friends, like playing video games, I don't know, playing golf, other sports, like, that's just crazy. And obviously the blocking everyone on Instagram is crazy. Like, I can see where she's coming from. Okay, I can see where she's coming from. But it's like, once you really, like, mature and you are in, like, a healthy relationship, you don't do that kind of stuff. So I would say she really needs some time to herself to heal from whatever past relationships made her like this. And obviously, that's all I could wish for her, but not everyone takes time to work on themselves. So I don't know, but that's just my recommendation. I've never gone through my boyfriend's phone, ever. My ex, yes. This boyfriend that I've had for years now, never. Never once. I literally have never. And this is literally his computer. I could easily log in to his account and go to his messages and look at all of them. And I use this computer every day for the past year. And I still have never checked his messages. I've never checked anything. So he could be fucking on me behind my back and I just wouldn't know because I trust him. And not only that, I trust him, but I also am like, if you did cheat on me, I'm not going to stop you. Okay, show me who you are then. If you're going to cheat, show me who you are and I'll leave you now while I can and while we're not married. If anything, that's thank you for doing that because why am I going to be trying to stop you from cheating on me? That's stupid because if you're going to cheat, you're going to cheat. And if it's not now, then it's later. So, okay, let's read the update. It's also short, but let's see. My girlfriend blocked every girl on my Instagram while I was in the shower. Update. The night after I submitted my original post, I told her I needed boundaries while gaming with my friends. This resulted in a bad breakup and argument. She broke my PC and threatened to give my cat to the Humane Society. The kennel was hers, so I had no way to get him out until I convinced her not to make this the cat's problem. She also threatened my sister for letting me stay with her and started harassing my friend I play games with. She made sure to call all of her friends and family to make sure they knew she was 100% the victim. While I was putting my stuff in the car, she started kicking my bags, threatening me, and tried to get in the car while I was pulling off. I received about 400 phone calls, texts, Instagram messages, etc. I wanted to relay some of your advice to her, but she clearly wasn't interested in taking any accountability. I blocked her on all platforms. I forgot a bunch of stuff while scrambling to leave, and she told me she was selling my $600 Garmin and anything else I forgot. Me and my cat are now living on my sister's couch for the time being. To everyone saying, dude, just leave, I planned on secretly moving all my stuff out while she was at work because I knew this would be the reaction. Okay, not victim blaming, but if you knew this would be the reaction, that's the first red flag. 100%. Should have left her already, but I understand. You always want to give people the benefit of the doubt, especially if it's people someone that you love, so I understand. Yeah, that's insane. She's very toxic, and it's good that you got out of that relationship for sure. Someone said, call the cops. They can offer an escort to pick up your belongings and press charges on the items she broke. Also, someone is not allowed to kidnap your cat because it's in their kennel. Yeah, seriously. I mean, that would be so fucked up. And I would hope that they would call, hopefully the cat's microchipped and they would call you, but that's just insane. The fact that you would fuck with my cat, I don't care about anything else. The Garmin watch or whatever, the computer, girl, take it. But if you fuck with my cat, you might not be alive to tell the story the next day. She's an abuser. Never be alone with her again. When and if you go back to get your stuff, bring people you trust with you. Not just because she might hurt you, but because she might accuse you of things. She clearly has no limits, and I'm sorry you're dealing with this. Be safe. Very, 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 very true. Yeah, if you're ever in a relationship like that, honestly, if you're ever in a relationship where someone doesn't let you do stuff, that's just the first sign, because that's a very controlling, and that's very much a red flag, and it's a big deal. Even if it's just because obviously you can be oh, well, it's just she doesn't let me play video games with my friends. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. It is a big deal. That is a big deal. That is controlling, abusive behavior. So, okay. That's it for the story time, but we're going to move on to the advice segment. So if you guys ever want advice from me, there's a link below. It's a Google form. It's anonymous completely, so you can leave any advice questions you want, and I will try to answer every single one of them. I did answer every single one of them, and now there's a bunch of new ones. So we are going to read one. We're going to just read one. Okay. Wait, let me see. Which one did I read last? I read that. Sorry, I keep breathing so heavy, but I just can't help it. It's like I get so out of breath. It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, let's see. Hi, Jamie. I just recently found your account and have been binging for weeks. I never comment or interact with people online, but I have a feeling you'll see this, lol. Anyway, the advice I need is about an ex-friend of mine who I was super close with during my breakup and most of last year hanging out. I also met her last year for more context, lol. My boyfriend and I were together for 3 years before we broke up, and we ended up being really on and off. We lived together for over 2 years, and he eventually did move out last July. When he was moved out, this friend and I got really close. She was over every single day for months. Well, come this January/February, me and my boyfriend rekindled and got back together. She wasn't happy about it and basically told me she wasn't going to be my friend if I got back together with him. I explained that my choice to be with him really had nothing to do with her and told her how I felt about him. She blocked me on everything with no response to my text. It's 11 months later. Him and I are doing amazing. Should I reach out? She was never against him before. She just wanted the best for me. I don't know. I miss her and her family. Should I just leave it alone? Okay, first of all, I completely know. I've been in this exact situation and I've been on each side of it. And maybe that's toxic of me, but when I was younger, my best friend in high school had the most toxic relationship ever. They were so bad. So I don't really know obviously the level of toxicity that you've been with your relationship. So I can't really say anything to that, but for me, my best friend in high school was in a honestly 4-year relationship on and off and on and off, where it was so unhealthy that they would both threaten to KMS every single time they would break up. They'd be like, if you don't get back together with me, I'm gonna KMS, and it would go back and forth. And then finally they broke up, and it had been months and months and months, and she was doing amazing without him, and I was so happy. And then one night at a party, I found out that they'd been talking again, and I was young, so obviously I did not react well. I was very upset at her and I yelled at her and I was like, that's literally ridiculous. I can't believe, first of all, you would hide that from me, and second of all, the fact that you would get back together with him after all that he did, because he did such fucked up stuff to her and would cheat on her all the time, just crazy stuff, and treat her like absolute shit. He was a very 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 controlling, very scary controlling. And yeah, so I was very upset, and even though I was young and I didn't react well, I definitely could have reacted better about it. I still think that I was in the right because this relationship was abusive, and I think that you have every right to not agree with someone being in an abusive relationship. And although yeah, you want to be there for someone that is in an abusive relationship, you also want to set boundaries and let them know that you don't accept that. And however they want to do that is up to them. So if that's her way of setting boundaries, but obviously I don't know what your relationship was like because there's no details about if your relationship was super toxic and abusive or not. But I also do think that if you miss her, it's been 11 months that you guys haven't talked, you aren't going to lose anything by reaching out if you miss her. Maybe she won't forgive you and maybe she won't respond. That's totally up to her, but really there's nothing to lose. And you could just get together if she would be up to it and talk to her and be like, hey, we're doing amazing and all that stuff. And I totally get, you explained that your choice to be with him has nothing to do with her. But at the same time, it's when you listen to someone talk about, which I'm sure you talked with her about all the things that happen in your relationship, and when you listen to someone your best friend talk to you about all the bad things that happen in your relationship, it does start to be something, it does start to be have to do something with the other person, if that makes sense. I don't know how I'm saying that or if I'm saying that right, but like you're not like involving them, but you kind of are, because it's like, I'm going to be there for you, obviously. And like, I'm not saying that you owe her at all. Like, you don't owe anyone. And obviously, yes, it's your decision and you're an adult and you deserve to make your own decisions. But in making those decisions, you also have to realize that some people might not accept those decisions. And that sucks. But like, that's just life. And yeah, I don't know. That's not even like really what you asked, but you asked if you should reach out, and I think you should, because there's nothing to lose. And if you miss someone, then you should let them know, because you never know what could happen, you know, tomorrow, next week, next year. Like, you really never know, and you would never want to regret like not reaching out, because that's definitely one thing that I really regret is like my best friend, I've told you guys, from high school that passed away. I was friends with her. I told you guys the whole story, but I don't know, you could be a new viewer and not know. I'm not gonna tell the whole story again, but we were best friends up until sophomore year of college, but I went to a college in Florida and she stayed in Iowa and went to a college there. And after sophomore year of college, we like slowly separated, and nothing bad happened, but she was a very relationship person, and she was kind of putting her relationships before me, and like we were long distance best friends. So the last time I saw her, I wanted her to hang out with me, but she decided to spend that day with her boyfriend, and I kind of felt like off about that, just because I'm like, I never get to see you and you don't even want to see me, and like that kind of sucked. And after that, we kind of slowly like, I we didn't really get in a fight about it, but I definitely was like, let her know that I was disappointed. And then we kind of just dissipated after that. And like, obviously, you have to really put an effort to be like long distance best friends with someone. And neither of us were. We were both just kind of living our own lives. And then a year and a half later, she passed away in a tragic car accident. Ooh, don't cry. And like, as soon as I heard the news, like, I was really upset that we never got to rekindle our friendship. And I had reached out to her like probably a year, or like maybe almost a year, like 9, 10 months before she passed away. And nothing like crazy. I think I just sent her a memory on Snapchat or something and said like that I missed her. But we never like fully rekindled our relationship or our friendship. And yeah, I always regretted that. And I still do to this day, because I wish that we got to rekindle our friendship before she passed away, even though I probably would be even more sad than I already am about it. But still, like, obviously, you want to be on good terms with people that you love and care about. And yeah, so not me crying, but I would definitely recommend reaching out, especially like, obviously, if you love this person and you guys got really close. I highly recommend it, because I wish that I would have, even though nothing really like happened, and maybe it was something that I did that I didn't know about, but I think that we just kind of ended our friendship, not like on bad terms or anything. We just kind of stopped talking, which is definitely better than being like on bad terms, but it's still like definitely hurt to, you know, have someone like leave the earth and not, that just meant so much to you at one time in your life, and you never got to like talk to them before. So highly recommend reaching back out, because you never know what could happen, and maybe she would want to be friends again, and that would be obviously a great thing for both of you. But ooh, is there a spider on me? Okay, I'm gonna like try to breathe so that I don't cry more, because my throat is closing. You know that feeling when your throat like closes because you feel like you're about to cry? That's me. Ugh. I feel like I've cried so many times in this podcast. Like, you guys have seen me cry so many times. Okay. Now the advice segment is over. I'm just gonna read one usually, unless I have like a bunch or like short ones to read, then I'll do a couple. But now I'm just gonna chit chat with you guys. So this is the chit chat yap segment, and I there was something that I really wanted to talk about. Oh, actually, I know what I really wanted to talk about, but it's like a lot to explain. First of all, let's talk about Spotify Wrapped, because I feel like Spotify Wrapped is kind of inaccurate, but like mine was definitely accurate but also inaccurate at the same time. Mine was like, where's my phone? Oh my god, it's on the ground. Fuck. Mine was, I think I can remember. Number 1, Gracie Abrams, which makes complete sense because yeah, I blast her music every single day of my life and I'm obsessed with her. I've been obsessed with her since I Miss You, I'm Sorry. Like I literally I think I've found her in 2020 or in 2019. I think 2019 I found her for the first time. And I think that's when like the first big hit kind of came out, which wasn't even, I don't really even think it was a big hit, but now she's becoming very mainstream. And like I hate to be that kind of person that's like, I knew her before. I found her before she was mainstream, even though she's like a Nepo baby. But my second was Morgan Wallen, which I love Morgan Wallen, but I don't think I listened to him that much, but maybe, I don't know. Number 3 was Jaden, like Nessa Barrett and, like Josh Richards and Jaden. I really like his music, but I feel like I didn't listen to it that much. Number 4 was Billie Eilish, which I guess I listened to one of her songs a lot. I don't know. And number 5 was Dominic Fike, which I like his music. But again, I don't feel like I listened to the music that much. Like, I definitely think my number 1 was very accurate, but 2, 3, 4, and 5 are a little bit questionable. I feel like there are definitely other artists that I listen to a lot more. But I'm also very, like, different. My mood changes, and then what I want to listen to changes. So it could have been. I'm not really sure. It's kind of crazy though. And then I wanted to talk to you guys about this. It's so hard to explain without explaining the whole story. But basically, this girl that I used to be friends with. Oh, sorry. I'm going to give you guys some free feet content because my knees are starting to hurt. Basically, I was friends with this girl. And I mean, I'm not like not friends with her anymore. I was never like super close friends with her, but I was friends with her roommate. So we were like, not me picking my toenails. We were like, I would see her often and we would go out. And her sister, I follow her sister on Instagram, okay? Lately, there's been a lot of drama with the two of them, and this sister is like a couple years younger. I think she's like 30, and then the other girl that like I'm friends with is like 32 or 3 or something. This sister has been posting like crazy. Like it's actually insane. She's been airing out their business on Instagram stories, and every single day like I have to watch them because it's actually such tea. But at the same time, it's like kind of sad because I feel like she's kind of manic and like paranoid because she's saying all this stuff that happened. Like they went to Mexico together a few years ago, and apparently they got in like a physical fight, and my friend pushed her up against a wall and she like hit her head and like passed out. And then my friend left her there and went to like a house party, and then she had to go to the hospital and she had like a concussion, and she's saying now that she's going to try to get her for attempted murder. Like she's going to try to get her sister for attempted murder. And she's like, and also I'm going to have the cops look into all of her friends. So if you don't want to be looked into, like don't be friends with my sister. And like the stuff she's saying is just so outlandish and insane. And she's like outing this guy that I met him once, but they were all really good friends with him, and he owned like an IV company or something. And he's recently like just went to prison like last month or something, and he's like on the news for it and stuff because there was like some type of dirty business going on there. I don't really know what it's all about, but she lived with him for a little bit and she's been outing him all over her stories saying like that she knew he was always like gonna get in trouble, and she always warned him and told him to stop like doing what he was doing, and the cops would try to like get her in trouble, but she was never doing anything wrong, and saying how he always wanted to hook up with her, but like she didn't. And she also said that like her sister smashed her head into the wall when they were in Mexico because the guys wanted to hook up with her and not her sister. And what else has she been saying? It's like actually so insane. She's like, "Oh," and then she posted a bunch of pictures of her sister and was like, "She's gotten so much work done. Like she's so ugly. I'll always be prettier than her. She's such an ugly ogre." And then she posted like the next day she posted this random girl that I didn't know who it was. She was like posted like 5 back-to-back stories of pictures of her saying like looks like she has a sugar daddy or looks like she's a sugar baby for a living, saying that she was an ugly ogre. She likes to call people ugly all the time. Like it's really crazy and the drama is insane, and I'm like just watching from afar but at the same time like very concerned. And apparently her account got hacked and now I can't find her anywhere, and I'm like kind of worried. Like she genuinely, I feel like she needs uh, to be medicated or something so that she's not like, because she's showing signs of like mania in my eyes. Obviously I'm not a doctor, but I've experienced multiple people going through mania, and the paranoia, she's like thinks that everyone's out to get her. She thinks that like the cops are like gonna come get her. She thinks that everyone hates her. She's like the victim in every scenario, saying that like I can't, like every single person that she's posted about, she's always like the victim, and she's like, I can't believe you did this to me, when it's like in reality you did something wrong. And then she's like obviously saying that she's gonna get her sister arrested for attempted murder and all of that. And it's just like obviously like the excessive posts like every day. It's like the tiny, on Instagram stories when you look at the top and you see the tiny little dots because they posted so many stories, which no shade, but you can tell because all of her stories are like slides of text of her telling different stories, and like in depth, very personal stories that with details that no one should know about you. Like very, or like people that you used to be friends with, like outing everyone for everything they've ever done. Posting like saying that this old guy at this bar that we used to go to and they used to work at, a bunch of the girls that used to work there, I guess, would sleep with him for money. And she was like posting all of the girls that slept with him, and one of them were her sister, but I don't think her sister actually ever slept with her or with him, the old guy. But yeah, she was like, these are all the girls that are sleeping with this nasty guy for money because he's super rich and all this stuff. And just, it's insane. Like, it's like a car crash, Like, you want to look away, but you can't because it's just insane stuff being said every day. So I wish I could explain more, but if her Instagram was active right now, I would absolutely go look at her stories and read them too, because I'm sure it would be, it's been like this for the past like week. It's just been insane stories. Sorry guys, I'm like picking my toenails right now and that's really disgusting, but I can't help it. It's so yeah, I would definitely read them, but I can't because she is not on Instagram anymore right now. But hopefully she gets her account back and hopefully she like settles down a little bit. It's really really sad to watch. But yeah, it's it's a lot. I guess a lot of stuff has happened between them, and there's just like a lot of turmoil in their family. So that's really sad, but it's crazy. It's really crazy. That's the tea that I just wanted to update you guys on. And if she gets her Instagram back and stuff, like starts posting again, I will definitely keep you guys updated and like read you some of her stories because they're actually insane. And I don't even know everything, but obviously now I know a lot because she's been posting her whole damn life story on these Instagram stories. I'm like, girl, okay. Don't love to see it, but I do love to read it because that's just like, it's very entertaining to see someone posting all these stories outing other people. It's especially people that you know, and then it's like, wait, did that really happen? Is that really real? Because you're like, wait, I never knew that about them, and I literally know them, and I've like hung out with them multiple times on several occasions. So yeah, that's the tea, sissies. Anyways, that's all I have to talk about today. I love you guys so much. I'm out of breath. I need to go get everything done for the night and cook dinner and clean. Wow, sounds like a trad wife. I promise I'm not, though. Because I'm a working woman and we switch off. My boyfriend will like pick up the slack and then I'll pick up the slack, but I think I've been picking up the slack a lot lately, so no, it's fine. But yeah. Okay. Love you guys. I can't wait to see you guys in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed this episode and I love you. Bye.